Subway. He's like, I want Subway. I'm like, you want Subway? They have a Subway in Indiana. Who wants Subway? Like, I'm just like, of all the stuff in here, you want Subway? I'm like, all right, cool. Why this man make me buy my own Subway sandwich? And I got a 6-inch. What's good, y'all? It's the girl, it's the Faye. Jstdej, and I'm back with another video today, you guys. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe for me, okay? And if you're not, welcome back, okay? It has been quite some time since I actually did a story time, so I'm coming in hot, real hot. Today's video is going to be a story time. As you can tell by the title, it has been quite some time since I did a story time. My last couple were about messy. Go watch my last story times if you haven't, okay? Even though I watched the older ones, and let me know what y'all think about those story times. But in today's story time, we are going to talk about how my Valentine's Day went. If y'all watched some of my vlogs, then y'all already know kind of what it was giving. Your girl was feeling very much loved and appreciated on Valentine's Day, okay? And honestly, you won't believe what happened after the fact, okay? So it's actually crazy because I do already have a story time on the person that I'm talking about, but that story time is so old, y'all probably don't even remember that story. I'm not even gonna revert back to it. I'm just gonna give him a new name, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the story time. We are going to call him, we're gonna call him Indiana. So I have known Indiana for quite some time. I knew him from years and years back. We were young, you know. We went to the same like summer camp. Yes, I went to summer camp. My parents didn't play that. I was going every summer. They told me I gotta move around. So I did go to summer camp for a lot of my childhood during the summertime, and I always had a blast. I always made good friends. Still friends with a lot of those people on Facebook and social media today. So I love going to summer camp. But that is where I met Indiana. So back then he did have like a little crush on me or whatever, but you know, I wasn't even thinking about none of that back then for real. Like, I didn't even have my first boyfriend, y'all, until I was like 17, and I ended up being with him for like 3 years, okay? I done had 2 real relationships in my whole life, so I was never really like, you know what I mean, thinking about nobody's son, okay, at all. So there's that. So he's always kind of had like a little crush on me, whatever. Let's move forward to when we were adults. So in 2020 we kind of reconnected. So he had moved out of town, and he texted me one day, and it was super random because I was out with my cousins. We were just, you know, at the club, we chilling, we having a good time, we just having us a girls' day. And I get this message from him on Snapchat, because he would always write me on Snapchat, always write me on Instagram. You know, I've always really, he been on my bootstraps for a long time, we'll say that. So he just so happened to see that I was out because I uploaded on Snapchat, and so he ended up messaging me on there like, hey, you know, I just got back to Minnesota today, this and the third. He's like, I have a residency here now, you know, through his job or like for work, whatever. And he's like, I really want to see you, like, let me take you out, all this and the third, y'all. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like, that's so good, you know, this and the third. Gave him my number, told him to text me. He like, yeah, if y'all want to go out tomorrow or whatever, I'll send you and your friends a car, I'll do this, I'll do that. He just saying all the right stuff. Granted, residency equals he has a good job, he is in the medical field, so he, you know, yeah, straight like that. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever the case may be. So we didn't actually end up seeing each other while he was in Minnesota at all. I was moving and grooving. I mean, it was the last thing that was on my mind, really, so I wasn't thinking about it. I never even reverted back to it. So whatever. Anyways, he ended up going back to Indiana. So once he got back home, he ended up hitting me up again or whatever. And so from there, we kind of started planning on hanging out. So we started planning on what we were gonna do. You know, I'm gonna fly you out, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that in the third. Man, you y'all, this man started acting crazy. He started giving Joe, okay? He started giving Joe and acting like we were in a relationship. So we're gonna get to that though. So okay, so let's talk about when I first got there. So when I first got there, because this is the first incident, y'all, so I'm gonna tell y'all about the most recent incident, but y'all already know I gotta get y'all the beginning, middle, and end as to how crazy things got. So okay, cool. So he flies me out or whatever, flies me out to Indiana, not Miami, not Dubai, okay? Indiana. Let's just be real. So, okay, great. So we have a good time. I'm not gonna lie, he was very much a gentleman. All the time up to us talking until I actually got there was very, very nice. He was really sweet. He always opened the door. And when I say I did not spend a dime, not a red cent was spent. In October of 2020. So in October, my birthday is the next month. So I'm already planning on going on this trip with my friends. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So when I got back home, he was so upset, y'all. He would be the first person to watch my snap all the time. You know how on Instagram you could tell, oh, posted 5 minutes ago, posted 1 minute ago. I guarantee, posted 59 seconds ago. And he was the first person to be my story, like after I left from being in Indiana. So y'all already know, y'all already know how I do. I'm very much still cool with my exes, okay? And it's probably gonna be like that forever. You know, I'm still like a husband. It just is what it is, right? So I remember a couple of weeks later, he ended up seeing Jamel like on my Snapchat. Livid, y'all. He blocked me. He told me that I ain't had no backbone. This nigga told me I was a jellyfish because my ex-boyfriend was on my Snapchat. But it's like, bro, we're not a couple. Like, I'm not understanding where this is coming from, right? Like, you really acting like you own this. You don't. Basically, that is how we ended up falling out the first time. So he would block me. He, you know, deleted me on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, and pretty much told me about myself and blocked my ass me a text. So let's fast forward to this year. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. So my messages are kind of filtered to the point where they go into the request box. So I go into the request box, whatever, because I'm okay, cool. I'm looking, it's like 50 requests up in here, whatever. So I see this one message. I'm just looking through all of them, but you know, I'm looking through all of them. So I get to this one message and it's like Deja, ... And in my brain, I automatically clicked because he always used to message me in that way or text me in that way. So long story short, it registered in my head that this is him messaging me from a Finsta. And so I was like, what? And the next message was unblock my number. Freaking crazy. Follow me back on Instagram, blah, blah, blah. All these demands off rip after you done blocked me and didn't want to talk to me and told me I was a jellyfish. Okay, told me I belong in a pineapple under the sea. That's crazy. So we ended up talking this and the third, and so he's like, I want to see you, Like, when can I see you? I was like, oh, well, I moved to Houston, you know, this and the third. He's like, well, I've never been to Houston. Like, can I come visit you? I'm like, yeah, you can come visit. Like, when do you want to come? You know, this and the third. He like, what about Valentine's Day? No. So we're talking on Valentine's Day, right? And I'm posting on my story. Because I did receive gifts from Valentine's Day that were not from him. And so because he seen that, he texted my phone, blowing me down, having a fit, talking about, oh, you got niggas buying you stuff for Valentine's Day? I'm gonna put all the receipts. You got so-and-so buying you this and the third for Valentine's Day? Yeah, and if you wanted to join the gang, if you wanted to be down, you could have said something too. Like, I'm not understanding what the problem is. At this point, for me, it's made a best man win because I belong to nobody. Word to Keith Sweat. Then y'all, he is freaking crazy. Then, oh my God, let me look at these messages, y'all, because I feel like I'm just skipping so much stuff because this man is freaking insane. Mind you, these are messages before Valentine's Day even come. These are from December, and I should have just knew, just red flag, but I just knew. After that, y'all, we didn't text for 5 days. He didn't text me for 5 days and then gonna say, keep ignoring my messages. That's why I don't come see you. I said, you could FaceTime me. He said, you could have called me. Bruh. I'm like, to me, do you think this is Tom and Jerry? And so I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see. Let me feed it. Let me stroke this goofy ego just a little bit. So I texted him the next day and I said, why I ain't heard from you? He didn't text back. He texted on Friday, December 23rd. You ignore me, you must be with someone. Exactly why I'm not coming. I want to say I don't discriminate, but I do. I typically do not date white men. I typically don't date Africans, okay, and Nigerians, because they look crazy. They're very demanding, and that's not something that I could deal with because I'm a head honcho. You know what I mean? I'm her. So I typically cannot deal with that. But lo and behold, that's what he is. So his mom is black and his dad is like Nigerian or whatever. So he's very much Americanized and this, then the third, whatever the case may be. Let's fast forward. So he finally gets here it's kind of awkward. It's kind of awkward because I feel like a conversation wasn't had before he got here. We talked about work. We talked about our dogs a lot. He wanted to bring his dog. Fuck no. I really want my dog some days. No, sir. First day that he got here, he first got here, him and Zeus cooling, you know, whatever, dog dad. He gang. So he get in the shower, and I'm like, okay, we have to take a couple of shots, this and the third. So he don't want to do nothing like too crazy, so he like, we'll just chill, whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, we can just go to like Prospect. So we end up going to Prospect. But in the midst of us taking shots, he kind of just like, you know, talking or whatever the case may be. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but he's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to be more affectionate. I was like, how am I not affectionate? He's like, I just need you to be more loving. Like, how, first off, you haven't seen me in 2 years. You have literally been here all of 1 hour telling me what I need to do. You can get the fuck on. You can go home. Like, I'm not understanding what's going on. So I'm like, okay, like, okay, whatever. So y'all, so I'm like, okay, so at this point now I'm trying to wrap my arms around his neck. You know, I'm being all, you know what I mean? I'm rubbing on his chest. He work out, he do CrossFit and like all that and this and the third. So he got a nice little physique on him. He, to me, is a little bit more like stuck up a little bit. Y'all already know how I am. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. And I like to scream and spill my drink. Not that I have to do that all the time, but I just like to have a good time. I like to look good. I like to feel good, you know, period. So we're taking our shots with us. So it's this group of girls and it's like a guy. Y'all already know tomorrow 2 came on, so we riding with my twin and them. Okay, and they came up to the table because they was clearly feeling the vibe, and so I'm turning up with them. And he had a problem with that. He was like, so you really just about to put on a whole concert? If I want to be Glorilla, I'm gonna be Glorilla. Okay, if I want to be Cardi B, I'm gonna be Cardi B. You need to relax. Take your suit off. Like, you need to relax. Take off your tie. This man was tripping. I'm just like, whatever. At this point, I'm lit. So I'm not even caring about nothing that's going on. So then after that, he starts talking about work again, talking about how much he make, this, and the third. He's talking about all of this stuff that I don't give a fuck about because we're literally at a bar. I literally don't care about any of that, but of course, okay, I'm cool, I'm listening. And then on top of that, y'all, I kind of feel like a lot of this was my fault because I knew that I did not like him in any way, just based off of how he was treating me and really just based off of how he talks about himself, you know what I mean? And I didn't like that either. So of course I'm just sitting there listening because again, I'm trying to get what I want. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. But I'm already knowing in my head before this man even got here that there was no longevity in anything that was happening. Now, the next day, this man wakes up and he's still complaining. He wakes up and he's still complaining, and he was just being a jerk. Like, I remember, I think I was gonna get in the shower. Granted that I already told y'all that he has a dog. I'm like, well, do you mind if you, like, can you walk Zeus for me? You know, and then he was like, what? Can I walk Zeus for you? And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get in the shower. You said that you wanna go to the Galleria. Like, what? Like, what's the problem? And he was like, don't say it to me like that. Like, what? With sleep in my voice? With cold in my eye? Like, I'm not understanding what he's meaning. Like, all of this is completely random. I haven't said nothing to this man outside of good morning, can you walk the dog? You want to go to the Galleria? What you want to do today? Blah, blah, blah. Outside of that, I have not said nothing to this man. For him to be acting the way that he acting, I'm just looking like. And so we driving down to by the Galleria. And so he's like, you're not even showing me anything. You're not saying this is that. Like, you're not even showing me the city. Okay. Like, what do you want me to say? We're headed to the Galleria. We're on the street that's headed to the... Like, I'm not understanding what you want me to say. Like, you acting like I'm just I'm a tourist just like you. I'm learning what's around me still just like you. That's exactly what I said. So then I'm like, oh, we on Post Oak. You a little Post Oak baby. Like, what you want me to say? So I'm like, okay. So mind y'all, I'm still steady just taking this piece by piece by piece by piece. I got sick of it real quick. Now we're in the mall. He basically at all these shops, Fendi, this and the third, talking about what he could buy, what he can do, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I want to go in the Fendi store. He was like, but I know I'm going to spend at least $4,000 in there. Okay, do you want to go in the Fendi store? I want to go in the Fendi store. Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Whole time I just felt like he was fronting his move and just being super weird. Just being super weird. We ended up going to Zara so that he could get a little outfit so that we could wear it to like one of the little clubs or whatever that night. We didn't even make it to the club. So I'm like, okay, cool. So he found him a little outfit at Zara. He like, oh, how do you like it? He had a nice little outfit on. I like the outfit from Zara. After that, he's like, I need to go to the gym. So I'm like, okay. He's like, oh, I found like a CrossFit gym. I'm gonna go there after this. I'm like, okay, like that's fine. If you wanna go to the gym, cool. So I'm like, so do you wanna eat? I mean, it's time to eat. Like, okay, we done been in Zara, we done did whatever, like, can we eat? So at this point, I want him to go to Joey. You talking about showing you a good time. I'm like, okay, this is an experience because I don't have that at home. So I'm already knowing because you from Indiana and you an Indiana, then you would like something like this. So okay, cool. He's like, no, I don't want nothing too much on my stomach before we go to what's the face. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to Subway. He's like, I want Subway. I'm like, you want Subway? They have a Subway in Indiana. Who wants Subway? Like, I'm just like, of all the stuff in here, you want Subway? I'm like, all right, cool. Why does man make me buy my own Subway sandwich? And I got a 6-inch. Yeah, you're cooked. I was done at that point. You're cooked. You're super cooked. So now he's still complaining. He's being rude. He's being nasty. And I'm just like, I'm not having a good time. So now he's commenting on my attitude. And I'm like, well, I'm not having a good time with you. Like, you're not fun. You're complaining about everything. You're being very demanding. You just made me buy my own freaking Subway sandwich. Like, are you that ass? So I'm like, okay, like, this is weird. The whole time he's on the phone the whole time. I don't know who he's talking to. I'm just like, yeah, I'm cool on this, right? And so, whatever. So bring him back to the house. I'm sitting there trying to talk to him, this and the third, letting him know, like, look, I'm not about to go into the rest of the weekend like this, so I'm gonna need you to pick a side and stay there. Because I'm like, I'm cool on this. The whole time, y'all, he is like this. Before, when I saw, we on our way to the gym, we're not talking nothing. I'm finna drop him off at the gym. I dropped this man off at the gym, and before he got out, I said, look, the same energy that you've been giving me all day, when you get back in this car, I'm gonna give you that same energy. I'm letting you know right now. He got out the car, closed the door, didn't say nothing. Okay. He texted me something about, I'm ready, like an hour later. I said, bet. I go get him. We didn't talk on the way. He didn't say how the gym was. We got in the house, he didn't say nothing. He sat on the couch, he turned the TV on. He sat there, kicked his fucking feet up, and chilled.
Mind y'all, when he's in there with his feet kicked up and he's watching a freaking podcast, they on the podcast talking about obedient women, how to make a woman be submissive. When you make X amount of dollars a year, you deserve an obedient female. Like, boy, what the
I sat in the living room for a little bit and I was like, yeah, this shit dead. So I'm in the room, I'm on my phone, I'm cooling. Y'all, 30 minutes passed, an hour passed, 2 hours passed. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Bet. So at this point, I'm fed up. I'm texting my friends like, hey, this, that, and the third. They're like, shit, get up and leave. I said, bet. You only gonna tell me one time. I got up. I got up. I went and turned the shower on. I said, hey, Alexa, play Megan Thee Stallion. Now I'm listening to music and I turned the shower on. Cool. So now that I'm doing all that, I'm taking my clothes off, I'm gonna put my robe on. So I'm like, all right, I done took about a shot or two now. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't have to let him ruin my mood. Like, it's fine, whatever. Like, I just wanna go to dinner. I just wanna have a good time. Like, I don't know. So I poured me a shot and I poured him a shot. Y'all, why did I pour this man a shot while I'm in the living room, right? And so I go back in the room to give him the cup and he packing his bags. He's packing his bags, y'all. He packing his bags. He had his backpack on. You feel me? He's zipping up the duffel. I'm like, damn, what's up? You feel me? I'm just standing there posted like, what's up? Right, so I hit it and I turn the shower off. I'm like, what's good, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be serious, but in my head, I'm like, pussy. He like, oh, so you think because I'm in your house, I gotta abide by your rules? He talking about, I ain't like them other niggas that you mess with. I'll buy a flight out of here today. I said, y'all, mind you, he's piping hot. He the little teapot right now. I'm like, bro, relax. Like, you know what I mean? And on top of that, y'all, I done had 2 shots now, so I really don't give a fuck. So I'm like, okay, so what are you saying? You about to leave? He's like, yeah, I'm about to leave. He was like, you sat there and there on your phone for 2 hours. You didn't send it to me the whole day, and I'm your guest. You're a terrible host. I said, yeah, you're my guest, acting like an ass. He gonna say, yeah, you the reason that a lot of people go to jail. Boy, I said, yeah, alright, and you gonna be on, and I'm gonna be on the first 48 for popping your ass. What? Y'all, I felt like that was a threat. It escalated so quick, y'all. He literally bought a ticket out of here. He bought a ticket supposedly the same night, or maybe he went to a hotel. I don't know what he did, but he was like, my Uber is 5 minutes away. I said, well, you could 5 minutes wait your ass outside this door. After he said that, y'all, I was like, yeah, and you the type that make me fuck real, and that pissed him off because that's facts. Like, you're weird as hell. You over here demanding all this shit but giving fucking nothing. So with that being said, whatever. So okay, y'all. So after that, he leaves. So he leaves, and right when he left, he sent me the lengthiest text ever. He said, the last thing I'm ever going to say to you, you're a terrible person. You had a guest who hadn't eaten since 2 p.m. He's the one that wanted to eat Subway. I wanted to go out to eat. He talking about not before the gym. I tried to go out to eat and he didn't want to go. He said, you're a terrible person. You had a guest who hadn't eaten since 2 p.m. You're walking around eating and playing music because you know it's your place, and you thought you had me in a bad position to run and crawl back to you. Why would you think a position to run and crawl back? Like, it's not that serious to run, crawl back, jump, or hopscotch. Like, I wasn't understanding what was so serious about any of this. He said, you are extremely childish and have no social skills unless you're drinking. Cap. People who have met me in real life when I'm sober, just like this, I'm animated. I'm animated whether I'm drunk, sober, casually drinking, whatever it is. The problem is I don't like you. That's the problem. I don't like you. You are slapping my chest and pulling my nipples, etc., and making smart remarks every other sentence. Cap. None of that happened. Every time this nigga will say something smart to me, I will rebuttal. Like, cause who you talking to? You're not about to sit here and belittle me because of what you do. And I kind of feel like that had a lot to do with it. So he would always make smart remarks like, oh yeah, because you remember when blah 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 your ex-boyfriend is, or oh, I thought you didn't like niggas like this, oh well, I make this so I know I'm better than blah blah. Like, all of this stuff that he's saying. And so of course I'm gonna rebuttal and speak my piece, because why not? And then he said I was smacking his chest and making smart remarks. That is a lie. I did not smack his chest. I put my arms around his neck like this, like in a nice way, not like I'm putting you in a Heimlich, nigga. Like, what do you mean? Like, you know, putting my face on your face, like little cute shit. So I'm like, that is a lie. If I rub your chest, it's because that shit poking out and look good. What you mean? Then when I got frustrated and stopped talking, you wanted to stop communicating for 3+ hours and close the door and go in your room. You thought you had the upper hand. Difference is, I'm not like these bums you mess with. I booked the flight and will be back before the sun comes up. I don't want to ever see your face again. Dead to me. Tell that to your group chat. And this is my rebuttal, y'all. I said I have great social skills. Your vibe was not in tune with that, and that's fine. I told you, and that's just fine. And that's just fine. I never wanted or needed the upper hand. If someone is not showing interest, what am I to do? I let it go. I got dressed, and as soon as we would go to dinner, you did the most for no reason. I won't ever chase you because I have my own and always will. You're a horrible person, and you're full of yourself and expect people to follow your needs because of your profession. And I truly believe that. And I believe that some people who do have good jobs, kind of like how he has, they do believe that they're better than people. That's why he's steady talking about upper hand and these niggas. You're steady talking about these niggas, but I'm here with you. You're worried about the wrong thing. If anybody was making smart remarks, it was him steady talking about what I like and some type of man this and some type of man that. First off, shrimp cocktail. That's why you're mad. And I just don't understand why anybody else have anything to do with what we got going on right now. Doesn't make sense. And then I said, you are full of yourself and expect people to follow your needs because of your profession. I'd rather be a cashier at McDonald's than mess with somebody who thinks less of me for no reason. Okay. He got blocked mid-text because who the fuck is he talking to? And who says that to a woman? I'm the reason that niggas go to jail. Listen, y'all, at the end of the day, the lesson in this story is and on top of that, what? Listen, do what you gonna do, but do everything for the right reasons, because it's probably my own fault that I continue to let something like that happen, thinking that it would be in any way beneficial. But at the same time, I kind of feel like he may have changed and would have been acting different. Clearly he was not, and was showing signs and hella red flags that I tried to make green when I knew that they were red. Let me know what you think about this story time. Let me know if you have ever had someone act crazy like that. Off real. That's gonna be the end of this story time, y'all. I know it was just a little bit long-winded, but I had to let y'all know how crazy but it was. But if you enjoyed the story time, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bells, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.